Greetings, everyone. Good evening. It is Friday night. It is 7 p.m. That can only mean one thing. It is time for our weekly 1 hour live stream. Let's see, we've already got a bunch of folks here. What's up, Max, Mark, Wolf, Titanic Nerd, Karen, Bry, Carr? How is everyone doing? Hope you've all had a good week. We've got a pretty cool thing lined up for you guys this week. I'm real excited about this. We have a guest. First time in a while. So without further ado, Matt, are you here? Oh, well, I can't speak for everyone else, but I'm here. I'm doing great. Hope you're doing great. Uh, let's see. Can everyone in the chat hear Matt? Of course, there's going to be a little delay. Of course, you and I can hear each other, in real time, but there is going to be a delay for the folks watching the stream. Just going to wait a second and see if they can hear you. Uh, let's see. Mark says no. So it's something to do with OBS, probably. So let's go ahead and try something here. Let me switch things up just a bit. Okay, so it's probably something to do with OBS on my end, which is not surprising.
Yeah.
Matt and I can hear each other on Discord just fine. Matt will not be joining us via video. It's supposed to be audio only. I switched over to a different screen. So, Matt, go ahead and say something now. Let's see if the folks can hear you.
All right. Check 1, check 2. Can anybody hear me?
I can hear him just fine. Britannic. Yes, we're starting off with
Britannic.
a
Now
picture of
that is the
Britannic.
model that is the model you had 3D printed for you, right? Or somebody
Yeah,
3D printed to sell. Okay.
that is a 3D model I bought last year. I had found it online. Oh, and they can hear you now.
Oh, they
We've
can
got
hear me. All
victory.
right.
Yeah, I had a feeling once I switched to the main scene like this,
Yeah.
everyone could hear you.
Okay.
So just in case, let's start over. Ask me that question again
All
that you
right.
just asked me about this.
All right. So the Britannic model, that is the one you had printed.
Well, I didn't have it printed. There's this place, I think it was called Titanic Toys or something. And they do 3D prints. They did Britannic, of course, the other two sisters, some other ships. And I had always wanted a copy of Britannic, so I bought one. And then it found out after the fact they sold a larger one, a foot long one that had the masts on it. So I ended up buying that one. And this is the one that Milan won in our contest a few weeks ago.
That's
He
right.
was,
That's right.
yes, excuse me, guys. So he received it, and that's him. He sent me some pictures of it, and so as proof that I said what I said I was going to do. He won the prize. I shipped it to him, and there it is. But he's got some other cool stuff too. He gave me permission to show these. So let's look at this
Good
real
deal.
quick. Look at that, guys. What do you guys think about that? And I know it's going to be a second for you to catch up, Matt. So I'm waiting for you to see it. And I can tell when you're
Yeah.
going to see it. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm watching. Actually, the way I moderate the chat is I look at the stream on my phone. So I see what you guys are seeing when you see
There we
it.
go. Now it's switched.
Yep, there you go. So you can see he's got Little Britannic, the one that he won in the contest. Uh,
Wow. And he's got the others.
you can see the other sisters. Those are all 1 to 700 models.
Did
Um,
he build these?
he built all of these.
Okay.
And
That is
this
that is
one,
nice.
yes. You see, this one up front is the Titanic model, the exact same one that I am currently converting to Britannic, guys. And this is what I intend for my Britannic to look like. So he did a great job on that.
Yeah. He even did like the little I guess it's weathering
Yep, on
on
the
the
hull
stacks.
and the tops of the funnels. Yep.
Yeah, that is nice. I like that. Now, is
So
that some more weathering on the where I guess the red and the white meat, those little black dots? Is that supposed to be
I think he's simulating where the coal stains would be on the hull of the ship.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
That
right.
that's why they used to paint the hulls black back then.
Okay. That is really cool.
So here we are. You can see he's got On a Sea of Glass, same book I've got right there on the shelf. He's got a piece of Titanic coal, a smaller Titanic model that he put the little Britannic right next to.
So that is coal that was recovered from the boilers of the Titanic?
From the probably the coal chutes, not the boiler itself.
Okay.
Or it might, well, no, it had to be in the debris field because the way I understood it, no artifacts have ever been recovered off of the ship itself.
Okay. So I always thought that when coal got wet, it dissolved. I don't know. I
Mm,
could be wrong. I'm
I
not
do
an
not know for
expert on
sure.
that. We'll
Neither am
Google
I.
that later.
Titanic nerd, I have the same type of coal coin. Nice, nice. Is that the last one? Yes. Yep, that's the last one. Speaking of models, guys, excuse me. Joining us on the shelf this week, I almost forgot to mention, Matt. They won't be able to hear you when I go to full camera here, so just bear with me till I switch back to this type of
Okay.
screen. So on the shelf this week, we have USS Kidd. Of course, she is our topic of discussion for this week. We have USS North Carolina, and we have the Mighty Mo USS Missouri. And I have a question for you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the other format. That way we can hear Matt again. All right. Matt, they can now hear you again.
Yay. All right. What is your
So
question?
actually, I need to go back again to the other screen. I'm sorry, I'm kind of fumbling through this. Bear with me. Um, First, let me show these guys something real quick, and then I'm gonna come right back to you. Okay, full screen for a second, guys. As you know, I was at the USS Alabama, and I picked up a few souvenirs. One of which is this little magnet right here, and I intend to do another giveaway. And I'm going to give away this little magnet right here. So there you go. And I'm going to Matt will be able to see this in just a second. He can't talk to me right now. Okay, so he says he's seeing it now. I'm going to read comments. Let's see. Max the Showboat. Bry, oh my God, Missouri. Wolf, kid model is looking great as always. Yes, sir. And the kid in that shot is looking beautiful as always. Absolutely. Let's see. I well, nice, 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 amazing. So yeah, that's a cool little a magnet I bought at you. I bought that I'm gonna give away, guys. So um, we're gonna do a little thing. We're not giving it away tonight though. When I talk about, and Matt, they can hear you again now. Um,
Okay.
when I discuss my trip to the Alabama, which will probably be next week's stream, I am going to give away that little magnet. However, somebody's going to get an early entry or an extra entry to win this magnet. And here's how that's going to work. So, you guys saw which ships are on the shelf: the Kidd, the North Carolina, and the Missouri. The person who gets this question correct, and there are many answers to this question, but there's one specific answer I'm looking for. The person who gets this question correct will get an extra entry into my giveaway for the Alabama magnet. And the question is, what do these three ships have in common? Now, they have a lot of things in common, but there's one specific thing I'm looking for. And the person who answers or gives me the answer that I'm looking for will receive an extra entry. So I will leave you guys to speculate on that. And while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and get into our topic for tonight. Uh,
Yeah, I was gonna say Wolf Lord's answer.
World
No
War
ships in
II.
World War II. Or I was gonna say they all float.
Uh, I mean, those are things they have in common. I mean, it's true.
But you are looking for a specific answer, so
I am looking for something very specific. And I'll be monitoring the chat, and when I see the answer, I will stop and point it out. So let's see. So we've got a picture of the Kidd here. The Kidd is our topic of discussion for tonight. And before we get into her rendezvous in Homa, we are going to look at what actually was my last visit to the ship before she left for dry dock. And I've showed these pictures before, but I thought it'd be cool to look at them one more time because it's relevant to what we're talking about tonight. So, this is the first photo. Wolf got it. Wolf Lord, you got it. Wolf answered. They are all museum ships. Wolf, you got it. Wolf, you will
okay.
receive an extra entry for the magnet giveaway for the USS Alabama. Let's see. Wolf Lord extra entry.
Here we go. Congratulations, Wolf.
There it is. Funny thing is, I actually thought about this about an hour ago when I was getting ready to start the stream. I was like, let's see. How can I word this? And I thought about it. I'm like, I've got three museum ships. That's going to be the question. So yeah, and Matt, you can talk, you can comment on these photos a lot too, because pulling back the curtain for those who don't know, Matt and I know each other in real life. We have actually toured both the Kidd and the Alabama together on different occasions.
Yep.
So none of this stuff is going to look unfamiliar to you.
Right.
So here we are. This is going down, the ramp where you board the ship. And you can see there's a little canvas over here on the rear starboard side that I'm moving the mouse around. That's where you actually go on board the ship. Here's a closer view of her and a closer view of that canvas as well. Yep, congrats, Wolf. And I'm gonna wait for you can. I'm waiting for you to catch up, Matt.
I still see. Okay, there we go. It just changed.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was surprised they left that canvas on when they towed her to Homa.
yeah. I
I
thought they
figured
were
they would
gonna
want
take that off too.
but I mean, maybe the guys on board wanted some shade or something to be out. Because I mean, I know they had some AC, but it still was probably a bit stuffy down in there.
Well, they didn't have AC when they moved her
Oh,
because
I thought they installed it.
no,
Okay.
as I understand it, that's all connected on shore.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Dylan, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome. Won't be on much. You're spending time with family. Well, no worries, Dylan. I appreciate you stopping by, and enjoy time with the fam. Moving on to the next photo. The delay is longer than I thought it was. That's unfortunate, but it's just
You
something we
know,
have to deal with.
it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be fine. The next shot is looking at from the port side stern of the ship. We're looking over at the Horace Wilkinson Bridge here. And you can see to the far left, there's a riverboat casino right there in the corner. Now, let's move on. And here we have, we're on the port side aft looking forward. And you can see this giant structure right here with all these crossbars and stuff. This is one of the I don't know what you call them, moorings or
Oh,
whatever. That
mooring dolphins, according
Yeah.
to the guy on the museum ship stream last night.
Glad you remembered. Yeah. Two of the top brass with the USS Kidd did a live stream the other night with some guys who work at other museum ships. Of course, Kidd got the bulk of the attention because of the recent move. And you're right, it was Tim Naismith. He is the superintendent of the USS Kidd Museum, and you're correct. That's what he said. Mooring dolphins. Um, the other guy that was on that stream was Parks Stevenson. He is the executive director of the USS Kidd Museum, and that name should sound familiar to you guys who are Titanic fans. The recent documentary that came out a few weeks ago, he was part of that documentary. Um, so here we are looking on the starboard side again towards the bank of the river. And I remember when I was there for this, the the person that took my ticket when I boarded the ship, there's these logs on the shore, and I remember her telling me that the water needed to get to that point in order for the ship to float off of its cradle.
Really?
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, well, as we
Well,
now
that's a lot
know,
of water.
the water did not get that high. That's why they had to
No.
bring in certain people. It was called TNC Salvage to help get her off of her cradle. More on that in a minute. If USS Kidd is technically the only Fletcher class destroyer and preserved destroyer in the U.S. you can walk under before she was in dry dock. The way I understand it, Wolf, she's the only museum ship, period, that goes completely
Yeah.
out of water that you can walk around. Half the year she is out of water. I mean, the drum is on land, the Cavallo's on land, the Stewart's on land. Every other ship is in water, and the water never gets low enough. Titanic nerd, nice to see this. I'm currently working on a 1 to 700 Bismarck. Wow, okay.
Oh, cool.
Bismarck is nice. Wolf says, not my favorite battleship, but she's a nice looking vessel. Right here is the memorial plaque for the 38 men who were killed in action on April 11th, 1945, during the kamikaze attack on the ship. Uh, 38 killed, 55 wounded. And we're going to move a little, moving on. We've got, this is almost to the point where the kamikaze attack happened. According to Park Stevenson, the whale boat, underneath the whale boat, is where the attack actually happened. So if you're looking at the ship, you see the whale boats right here on both sides of the ship. And if I recall correctly, he said right here on the starboard side, under this whale boat, was where it happened. Okay. So, there's me in the galley. You notice I got my little USS Kidd sticker on. And we're going to kind of go through the rest of these kind of quick because I want to get to her actually moving. Because we've got a good bit of footage to show you guys. So yeah, that's looking up at the bridge on starboard side.
Always wanted to know what the different signal flags mean.
Ooh, that I do not know.
To talk to an expert.
And here we are looking at the bow of the ship. And moving on again, looking aft at the very tip of the bow. This is the view you would have if you were standing at the very tip of the bow looking aft. And there's the inside of the ship. Some of the crew, where some of the crew slept.
That's probably my favorite shot to get on board the Kidd is the anchor change and that old World War II mast.
Right. Man, I tell you what though, it's so different standing on the tip of the bow of this compared to the tip of the bow for the Alabama.
Oh
they're
my God, yeah.
They're worlds apart.
You could fit the Kidd inside the Alabama easily.
Pretty much. So, okay. So we're about to get into the footage here. Before we do that, I'm going to go back full screen for a minute because I want to tell you guys a quick story before we get into the footage. And I've got something I want to show you guys as well. So, and Matt, they won't be able to hear you again, but I know you're going to have comments. So
Right.
just watch on the...
I will watch and listen.
Yeah, so I'm going full screen here, so they cannot hear you now. I'm going to wait for the stream to catch up. That way you'll be able to react at the same time. So something really interesting happened, guys. Earlier in the week, the museum, it was either the museum or Park Stevenson, showed a picture of a sticker that certain people affiliated with the whole dry docking process they got. And this is, well, hold on. No. I put in the, I asked in the kids' Facebook page, I really like the sticker. I said, how do you get one? And they said they would look into it, but I hadn't heard anything back. Well, Monday morning, I get a message from someone who's offering me these stickers. And it turns out the person who offered me one of the stickers is the captain of the tug that towed the Kidd to dry dock. And he offered me one of the stickers. Naturally, I'm not going to turn that down. So I met the captain on Wednesday, and he gave me not one, but two of these stickers. And here they are. And you can see they've got the clever little comment, Homa away from home. And it's got, a silhouette of the Kidd, and each company that was affiliated with the dry docking. Thomas C. is the dry dock company. Crosby Tugs, that's the name of the tug company. And TNT Salvage, which is the company that handled getting the ship out of her cradle. So there you go. They're not for sale. Matt's saying he wants to buy one of those from me. So let me go back to our picture here. So Matt, they can hear you again.
Awesome.
But yeah, guys, and
What's
go ahead. I know you want to ask something. Go ahead.
like name your price? Like my God, dude, it's just it brings me through like a range of emotions because my dad used to work for Crosby and just like my dad. For those of you that don't know, I lost my dad last year, and
Yeah,
he used to work for Crosby. He was the night dispatcher. He talked to all the boat captains, all the like he would tell you what they had for lunch if he needed. I mean, and just to have Crosby associated with this kid project, it's brought me through so many emotions, ups and downs and everything, and it's just this has been a fun ride.
it definitely has, and you got a lot more footage of that fun ride than I got, and we're going to be getting into that here in just a minute. All right, so without further ado, I am going to launch the first bit of footage we are going to be looking at this evening. And I'm going to bring up my YouTube channel, and that's how we're going to start. So here we go. Going to hit play, and here we go. This, Matt was with me for this, and you recorded some footage of your own at this same location. And they can hear you again, Matt, by the way.
Okay.
Um, so we're starting up with my footage of the kid going. Oh, hang on a second, guys. I need to mute the volume. Sorry about
I
that.
was about to I was about to say you're gonna get double volume,
Yeah.
double
So
echo.
sorry about that. But anyway, this bridge you're looking at is the Hale Boggs Bridge. And I meant to, and you know because you were there, Matt, I meant to catch her further up river than what she
Mm-hmm.
was actually caught right here. Because I was convinced that she was going to, it was going to be nighttime by the time the ship reached this bridge.
And I was too.
Yeah. So it was a race to try and get to the other bridge. And that ended up not happening. So,
Yeah, we
it,
we met her right in front of the spillway. Actually, we climbed up the levee.
yeah. So, and that was several miles upriver from here. And if you remember, I did a live stream. Matt actually sent his drone up into the air while I was live streaming. So you've got footage of her right there by the spillway, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
in addition to what we're looking at right here. So we're going to be looking at that as well. Your footage is a bit longer than mine. So I'm real excited for us to take a look at that too.
And yet I trimmed it down. I probably have maybe 25 minutes total.
Oh, wow. And your video was about 14, 15 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, because I trimmed it to match the songs, and I ran out of patience trying to find songs,
I
so I
see.
trimmed it down, and I might make it longer. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, it's so cool seeing a Fletcher class destroyer moving in my
It,
lifetime, even if it's under tow. I agree
yeah,
completely.
Wolf seeing it in person, like this was a moment. As much as I love photography, seeing this in person, like I found myself actually enjoying the moment versus trying to capture.
It was one of those things where, you want to capture the footage for obvious reasons, like this, but at the same time you want to see it with your own eyes. So, and I know you were doing this too, you're constantly looking back and forth, but watching your,
Uh-huh.
I mean, you got to pilot your drone, but you're constantly peeking up too, and
Uh-huh.
glancing at it with your own eyes.
Yeah.
So
It's like
I
I'm seeing it's like I'm seeing this on my drone, but it's happening right in front of me. You
Right.
know, this it's a moment.
Karen says she looks beautiful. She most certainly does, and she's going to look even more beautiful. So while we're thinking about that, sorry guys. um, so where the ship is at right now, where they docked her at, from what I understood from the stream the other night, she's going to be in that spot for several months before they
Hmm.
actually move her into the dry dock and start working on her. Reason being is simply because there are other ships ahead of her that that are already lined up to be repaired.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, they said there's three ships in front that need work, and then the kid is next in line after those three.
Yeah, something like that. Three or four. I forget the exact number. You might be right. So she's basically just going to sit here for a few months. But um, there was absolutely no choice for. I mean, it would have been cool if they could have kept her in her cradle in Baton Rouge, and she could have continued to be a museum. Could have continued to make money, and then only move her to dry dock when it was time. But
Yeah.
with the rising and the falling of the river, they had to get her out now. There was no other option. And we were talking about this before we went live, you and I, Matt, about um, they cut off 4 feet of the rudder in order to move her out of her cradle. Um, let's see. Let's get out of that. Matt, are you still here? Did I lose you?
Yep. Nope, I'm still
Okay.
here.
Okay. So we are going to go over to your channel. Actually, before we do that, let me go full screen here for a minute. So, Matt was asking me about my footage from my regular camera. Honestly, I haven't even looked at it yet, to be honest with you.
Mine didn't come out. Just
Okay. I will make mine come out.
then
So,
do it.
Car says there is a Kidd 2.0. Well, there's actually there's three different ships named USS Kidd. Only one of them, as far as I know, is currently still in service, and that's the Arleigh Burke destroyer that was launched in '05. So I've got this map up so you guys can see the track that she had to take. So starting up here in Baton Rouge, excuse me, all the way down the river. Now, when she got into the Gulf, I do not know if this is the exact track she took, but it's generally the idea. Once she gets into, well, it says two of them are still in service. So, what is it? I forget the hull number. Of the other one is it like? Isn't it like 993 or something like that? He says the other one is being used by Taiwan, I believe. So she's not active in the U.S. Navy. There's only the Arleigh Burke one. So when she gets in, once she gets right here into southern Terrebonne Parish, the track is pretty dead on. I wasn't sure about the exact track in the Gulf, but you notice I've got these little black circles at various points. So zooming in, you see this spot called Luling. That's where the Hale Boggs Bridge is, and that's where the footage that you just saw was recorded. Now, a few miles upriver here, somewhere in this area, like Matt said, around a spillway, is where I did the live stream. This black circle over here by Donaldsonville, uh, that is the Sunshine Bridge, and there's a picture of her going under the Sunshine Bridge. Over here, you see Vacherie right here. There's a bridge here. It's called the Veterans Bridge, but everybody calls it the Gramercy Bridge. That was where I was intending to catch her originally. So, and we'll be switching back and forth between this intermediately. So let me minimize this and let me go over to Matt's channel here. And let's see, looking at your channel real quick. So this is Matt's channel, Life Through a Lens. If you are not subscribed, go subscribe. We are going to look at his kid footage right now.
Yep, don't forget to mute the
It
the audio
stayed
too.
it stayed muted.
Okay. Oh, good, good.
So we're starting off. We're looking right where I was doing the live stream at, right by the spillway. So, like I said, Matt had his drone in the air while I was live streaming to you guys, and this is the footage that he caught before she gets to the Hale Boggs Bridge. And you can see Lake Pontchartrain off over there in
Yeah.
the distance. Yeah, we found just like the perfect little clearing. I wish it had been a bigger clearing, but it was the best we could find because we knew she was pretty much right there because we were tracking her. What was the app you were tracking her with?
Um. Vessel finder.
Vessel Finder. So while I'm driving, he's in the passenger seat tracking her on his phone with this Vessel Finder app. And we once we figured she was like 5-10 minutes from reaching us, that's when we pulled over and we
Yeah,
walked up the levee.
I had my phone tracking the boat. I had his phone tracking our location with the Apple Maps.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, we're gonna meet up really fast. We gotta find a location.
Well, and she ended up moving a whole lot faster than what I anticipated
Yeah.
she would. Because, like I said, I was expecting to catch her much further up the river at the Gramercy Bridge. But by
Hmm.
the time we got underway, it's like, man, she's going to reach the Hale Bogs before sunset. It was like,
Because right
wow.
here, she was doing about 6.5 knots to 7 knots. And then once they got further south, the speed, like at the mouth of the river, they clocked 11 something knots to
Right.
move through the night.
Now, I know Tim Naismith said the next morning, and here we are back at the Hale Bogs Bridge, so you're going to get a different perspective of this of my footage. But Tim Naismith, he was the guy who rode the ship all the way to dry dock. He said the next morning they encountered a heavy, heavy fog bank, and that's where that amazing shot of her coming out of the fog that somebody took comes into play. And they came to a dead stop for a little while before they got back underway. And I don't know why your footage looks a little darker than mine.
I have an ND filter on that
Ah,
I forgot to take off.
I got you.
So it's like a 2 or 3 stop, and it raises the shutter speed up a little bit in auto mode, so it tricks the drone into thinking it's a little darker,
Hmm.
and you get higher frame rates and whatnot.
Notice a little. You can, if you look real good, right on the main mast, you can see the Jolly Roger.
Yeah.
I know there was a lot of debate on why she wasn't flying an American flag on that museum ship's Facebook page, and I know Park Stevenson talked about it. But I'm not gonna quote or paraphrase because I really don't remember anything he said, so I don't want to put words in someone else's mouth. Do you know the story of why she flies the Jolly Roger?
That is the story that I can't remember. Why don't you share it with us?
Okay, so I will share it as best I can remember. So, when the ship was new, oh wait, we've got a question. Bri, was the USS Kidd blowing her horns? Does she not have any horns? I think, and I could be wrong, but I think Tim Naismith mentioned that he blew the foghorn. At least the foghorn works. And by the way, this
I
tuck
know.
to the not to, let me finish this real quick. This tuck that's turning around, And I don't know for sure if this is one of the tugs or not, but as she was going down river, each parish or county, as it were, the sheriff's office for each one would escort the ship through their jurisdiction downriver. I don't know if that's why that ship was turning around or not, but that was
Oh
happening.
no, because I know if you look in the far, there's the Coast Guard cutter up ahead.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I think he was just along for the ride for a little while.
Okay, we'll get to the Jolly Roger story in a minute. We're switching here. We're switching footage here. This is in the southern Terrebonne Parish, at or near Dulac, Louisiana.
Okay,
And
'cause I thought I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, go ahead.
I thought I was at 4 Point this whole time, but somebody said I was really south in Dulac. That 4 Point was a little further up where the people who know the area better.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know exactly where you're at this point. I know where you're going to end up, but
Yeah.
this
Like
looks like some type of
I can pull
floodgate
up
over to the
Google Maps
right.
and I can show you. So this, I believe, is the what they call the Bubba Dove floodgate, I believe.
I don't know. I think the Bubba Dove is a bit further north than this.
Okay.
I could be wrong though. I thought because what the ship is going up this waterway is called the Homa Navigation Canal, and this brought the kid from the Gulf straight up into Homa. So I always thought that the Bubba Dove was on the Homa Nav. I could be wrong.
Well, it
If
is because what's the Homa news station? Uh,
HTV.
HTV. Yeah, they were further down than me at those locks. They were down there with their TV crew.
They were. I did watch that footage. You're correct.
I didn't get to watch that yet.
Yeah, I did watch that footage. Now here we are. It looks like, man, you must have really flew down because I could have swore I just saw a bridge up ahead.
I did. I had to keep the drone in sport mode the whole time. If I put it in cinematic or slow mode, the wind would just push it. So if you put it in sport mode, it activates the stabilization system, whatnot. I don't know what it's called, but
Hmm.
it keeps the drone from drifting.
I see. So this is about several hours before she gets into Homa. Yeah, the tug is the Crosby Integrity. That's the tug that's pulling her.
Hmm.
So, were there a lot of people at this area right here where you're flying?
There was there was about 15 people.
Okay.
I mean, I got there super early and it was just me and the seagulls for like hours, you know. So I'm
Hmm.
like, well, I guess I'm alone out here.
Okay.
And but I wanted to get I had nothing else to do that day and I'm like, I'm going to claim my spot. And that's what I did. I was at a marina down there and the
Hmm.
marina looked absolutely abandoned.
Okay.
And so I drove my truck right up to the water, right but at a dock, and I just sat there, ate some snacks, chatted on Facebook, and waited for the moment.
If you look over there, back in those floodgates, there it looks like a little boat or something just went through.
Yeah, yeah, there was a little boat driving around.
Billy, what's up? He says I fish right there.
You fished.
I'm sure a lot of people probably fish right here.
I know, I know.
You know, Dulac is a fishing community. It's what we call one of the the down the bayou communities, and that's I
Yeah,
mean they're all fishermen in those communities. That's their bread and butter. Now see
curious
which
to know the tensile strength of that tow rope.
well it was
It's
strong enough.
yeah,
It was strong enough to tow a 2,500 pound ship. So or
yep,
2,500
yep,
ton ship. Excuse me. Wolf, just amazing footage,
yep.
right? Right.
Thank you, Wolf. Thank you, Wolf. I
Oh yeah. You
appreciate
did.
it.
You did a fantastic job with this. And all the way when she goes back, I will be there. I was not able to make this. That's why you've not seen footage from me. But I will be there for this. A wolf. Imagine seeing a small group of Fletchers back when they were in service. Right?
True. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, while we've got some time, let's get back on to, let me tell you guys the story of the Jolly Roger. So, when the kid was new, her crew was, oh, we're about to fade into some more footage. So,
Your mic just cut out.
can you hear me? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Maybe it's
Chat, can you hear me? Chat, hello? Can you hear me? Hmm. Hello? Hmm. Okay. Yes. Okay. You guys can hear me just fine. Matt might be here having some issues, guys, because he told me he couldn't hear me. So this is a little further up the navigation canal. This is the Falgu Canal Bridge right here that you're seeing behind the ship. You can see the whole road deck swings out to open up the boat traffic, and you can see the little bridge house actually swings out as part of the road deck as well. So Matt's internet went down, guys. So he will try and rejoin us as soon as he can. So yeah, here we are. It's going through this Falgu Canal Bridge, and at this point, she's really close to Homa, and you look at all the cars right here on the road. People are walking up on the bridge. This is you got a whole bunch of people on both sides of the bayou watching the kid pass by. And look at the Jolly Roger. You can see her flying real well in this shot. So again, the story of the Jolly Roger on the Kidd, as best as I can remember it. So when the ship was new, the crew was looking for like a mascot of sorts, and they settled on the pirate William Kidd. And coincidence that the pirate's name was Kidd because the Kidd itself is named after Rear Admiral Isaac Kidd, who, as we all know, perished on the bridge of the Arizona during the attack on Pearl Harbor. That's who the ship is named for. But again, the crew wanted a mascot, so they picked the pirate William Kidd. And the widow of Admiral Kidd took no offense to that whatsoever. She actually petitioned the Navy to allow the crew to fly the Jolly Roger on the Kidd, and they got approval for it.
nice.
Welcome back.
Yeah, my internet cut out, and I'm
No
back.
worries. No worries. All
Yep.
good. So
Uh,
you're joining us while I was telling the story of
yep. So I
the Jolly
heard
Roger.
nothing of it, so I'll go back and watch the replay. But
Um,
you're actually getting to the part of the video that I almost never included because the footage is so shaky. I was standing on the end of the bridge, on the
yeah.
part that doesn't move, and the bridge tender is asking us to get off the bridge. So I had to abandon the drone and fly it for a little while and get to a different spot while flying the drone. So that was a bit hectic.
I would have told him, dude, I've got a drone in the air. I'm not moving till I get
Yeah.
my drone back.
Yeah, I probably should have done that, but it all worked out in the end.
Or just walk to the road, the actual concrete meets the edge of the bridge and stand right there because he can't tell you nothing then. You're not on the bridge.
True, true.
So yeah, very quick recap. When the ship was new, as I mentioned, you know who the ship is named after, Admiral Kidd. The crew wanted a mascot, and they picked the pirate William Kidd. Well, Admiral Kidd's widow took no offense to the fact that they wanted the pirate Kidd as a mascot. She
Okay.
petitioned the Navy to let them fly the Jolly Roger, and the Navy consented.
Nice.
So
Nice.
that is how that came to be.
Oh, by the way, the boat in the rear is the Crosby Carrier. I just looked it up.
Crosby Carrier was the boat in the
Yep.
rear.
Yeah, so we have the Integrity, the front, and the Carrier in the back.
Right. So bear with me a sec, guys. We're going to switch over to some photos. I'm going to go full screen here. Actually, I'm going to go back to the map for a minute. Okay, so looking at the map again, so now we've seen the bulk of the journey, and I keep getting distracted. Where did I leave off on the story?
Um, I think you completed the story.
Okay, good enough. Let's see. So, zooming into the map again, here we are. You see these two bottom circles. So, down here, this bottom, very bottom circle was where you were at the first time you had the footage. You were doing the footage.
Yes.
Um,
But
Further
I
up.
wanted to go all the way down to Lumcon at the end of the road, all the way down there. But
Mhm.
the bridge was out, so that would have put me an extra 30 minutes because I would have to travel north to that other bridge and then go all the way back down south. So
Okay.
that just wasn't feasible for me.
Right. Now, further up north, you see I've got Dulac circled in black. This area would be where the Falgu Canal Bridge is, that the bridge that we just saw her passing through, and from there, it's pretty much a straight shot up to Homa. So I'm going to switch over to some photos that we're going to look of her on her journey. And by the way, guys, it is worth noting the next series of photos you're going to see are from the captain of the Crosby Integrity, the one that I met that gave me the stickers, and he gave me his blessing to show his photos. So, first one up, he's got this really nice shot of her coming underneath the Hellbox Bridge here. So I really wanted to show that one, Mark. Beautiful picture, absolutely. And you notice, if anybody's look real good, she has a 2-degree list to port, and I think she had that pretty much the whole time.
See, I
And
never realized she had a list. I just thought it was such a wide angle lens. 'Cause you could even see the horizon is bowed out. I just figured that it was the camera that did that. I never realized that she was actually leaning.
no, I would imagine. I didn't ask the captain what kind of camera he had. I assume he did this with his phone. So yeah, she definitely had a 2-degree list to port. Here she is. This looks like it's out in the Gulf. Look at the. This is definitely in the Gulf. Here we are on the stern of the tug, and look at that pretty blue water. And it's amazing to see her out there in the Gulf. It's unreal, guys. It's unreal. See how close we can get before the photo starts getting too pixelated. So look at that. Now, on their live stream the other night, Tim Naismith did talk about the port list. He explained what it was. It was a lengthy explanation, and I apologize for not remembering the details. But
The
you
oh, go ahead, go ahead. I remember it.
go ahead. You can if you remember it, go ahead.
So basically, when they docked the ship originally at the museum, they put fuel or weights in the belly of the ship to balance it out. But when they did that, the what's it called? The on-ramp. to let people walk on and off the boat.
Yeah, I
Because they
remember him saying something about the weight of that thing.
it weighted it down just a little bit, and when they balanced the ship, they got it right, but they took the on ramp off, and she had her 2 degrees back.
Right. So they didn't take into account the weight of the
See,
ramp or the
now it looks like it's
gangplank, whatever
leaning.
you want to call it. Yeah, it's definitely, you can tell a lot better in this one. And this guy's right here. This is in New Orleans at night. These two twin bridges behind her, they're called the Crescent City Connection. Over off to the right, that you can't see in the picture, is you've got the aquarium right there. The World War II Museum is over there. And that's another thing we have to talk about. So, and Matt, you were watching the stream the other night that they were doing. Um, when they're done in dry dock, there may be other ways financially for her to make some money. And one of the ideas they suggested was parking her somewhere near the World War II Museum. Wow, that idea blows me away.
Yeah,
Could you imagine going to the World War II Museum, and then maybe, a mile, 2 miles away, you can go tour the Kid? That's hog heaven for me.
yeah, yeah.
That would be the coolest thing ever, in my opinion. So let's see. Let's go on to the next one. Oh, Karma, welcome to the stream. Sorry, if I didn't notice you before. Aaron, my apologies. I would love to make that my house, just cruise into different ports, stay for however long. Right? Who wouldn't want to do that?
I know,
Wolf,
but
last time a Fletcher was probably in sea, like that was in the late 90s or early 2000s. Well, I can tell you for sure, if there was one, it wasn't the Kid, because the Kid's been in Baton Rouge since 1982. Okay, now here we go. Um, this is the Kid passing under the Sunshine Bridge out near Donaldsonville, Louisiana. And this was also one of the areas when she was going downriver that Tim Naismith live streamed from the ship on. I specifically remember them crossing under the Sunshine Bridge. And you can see the port list in this photo pretty good as well. And if, in fact, on that live stream the other night, like I said, I asked the question, and they highlighted my question, which led to Tim's explanation, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So let's see what we've got next. Here's a much better shot of her out in the Gulf. I can't zoom in too much because it gets pixelated really fast, but you get the general idea. And I'll wait for the delay to catch up so Matt can see this. All right, you should be able to see it now, Matt.
nope. Still looking at the bridge.
It's caught up on my end from what I'm seeing.
Hmm.
Your delay might be even longer than mine.
Maybe, unless my internet's about to go out again.
Maybe so, because I'm looking. Like I said, the way I monitor chat is I watch the stream on my phone, and it's showing up on my phone. So
There we go. Now I just saw it.
yeah, you've got a serious delay.
Yeah, I might have to refresh the YouTube stream. I'm gonna try refreshing the stream and see.
And this is not part of the photos, but this is something I saw. I forget where. It had to be on Facebook, but I thought this was the coolest thing ever. It's a comic book cover with the Kid. Adventures of the Kid. Tales of the Kid as told by the sailors themselves. Guys, I'm going to probably print this and put
Oh,
it
that's cool.
somewhere. You see it?
Yeah, I see the comic book cover now. That is cool.
That is the coolest thing. So I think I'm going to find a way to print this and put it somewhere. As you can see, I'm kind
Way
of,
to find the comic book.
right?
That's cool.
I
I bet
will,
it's on eBay somewhere. I'm
maybe.
going hunt. I'm going hunt for a comic book after the stream. That is cool.
So yeah, and I'm kind of building up my own little private museum. I mean, I've got my models, I've got souvenirs, I've got my original piece of the Alabama over there. I've got my stickers now. It is the coolest thing. So anyway, this is the photo I was talking about. This, and I don't know who took this photo. Obviously, it was not the captain because the captain's on the tugboat. But this shot is just, I could look at this all day.
Are you about to show this shot in the fog?
We are now looking at the shot of the ship coming out of the fog.
Yeah, I don't see it yet.
You will.
There we go.
Um,
That is
yeah,
that is my favorite one.
uh, I hope somebody who knows the person that took this photo will, if they ever see this, I hope they let him know so I can give him proper credit, or him or her. But yeah, this shot, guys, is just unbelievable. That I think I need to make that my wallpaper. It's amazing. And let's see. And here's a shot that I changed on my personal Facebook. This is the side view of the ship in the Gulf, and it's just the ship. You can't. There's no tug pushing her from behind, and the Crosby Integrity is out of view. So it's just the kid herself in the freaking Gulf of Mexico. You have to zoom in to the bow to see the tow line. But that's an
Yeah, I
amazing
like that
shot.
one.
That
I
is
like
just
that
an
one.
amazing shot. Yeah, and here I'll zoom in real good, you can barely make out the tow line right there. I don't know if this was a person on another boat or if they were on a rig, but
Maybe a rig or a plane. It looks too high up to be a boat.
I mean, unless it's a barge or something.
Could be, could be. But can you imagine the view? Early morning sunrise, you're coming out of the Homenav and you see the kid coming up into view with the sunrise in the background.
Yeah, that's just incredible. And that might be all of the photos. Nope, here we go. There's a couple more. So, someone, I guess either Tim Naismith or Park Stevenson, took this photo. Here she is. She has arrived at dock. This is Thomas C. in Homa. And you can see there's a dry dock right here to her left, my right. I don't know for sure if that's the actual dry dock she will be repaired in. I know nothing is in there right now, but yep, there she is. She is. This is like, and we were talking earlier about where she's going to stay until a dry dock spot opens up for her. If I understand correctly, she's going to be moored right here until it's time to go into the actual dry dock.
I'm just noticing this. I don't know if that's a dent, but look up right at the tip of the bow at the top.
Are
Maybe
you?
it's just this light.
I'm gonna circle a spot in the with the mouse pointer. When you see it, let me know if that's the spot you're talking about. If it is, it definitely looks like a dent of some kind, but there are dents all along the tip here.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we are talking about an 80-something-year-old ship,
Right.
so it's quite possible that is a dent of some kind. And if you look further down the stem, you can see some more right above the dark gray.
Yep, that's where you circled. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
So
Will,
yeah.
Will says looks amazing. Absolutely, she does. Let's see. And this picture right here was taken by me. And I'll explain to you guys how I got this. No, I did not go onto the shipyard's property. So,
I know which photo you're about to show.
yeah. So,
Excuse me.
the street that runs alongside of the shipyard, there's a giant gate um, right there on the side of the road, and you can pull up on side of the road without stepping foot onto the property. And if the gate's open, you get a clear shot. You get this shot of the ship. And that's essentially what I did. I stood on side the road. I zoomed in with my phone and snapped this picture. And this was right as she was arriving at the dock. They were still essentially backing the ship in
Yeah,
to this position. We actually saw her backing
that was
up.
that was pretty good timing because I had this
This is
is
lucky
this
timing.
is this is right after I left and right maybe about an hour after I filmed all that drone footage you just watched. I went
Right.
I went pick you up and then we
Yeah.
went eat lunch and they're like, let's go
Yeah, we
see
had
if we can
lunch that
find it.
day.
And
That's
I
right.
didn't I didn't expect to even see a full view of the ship like this, but they we lucked out.
Yeah, we got
And
extremely lucky.
I was so close to just driving down there and just be like, hurry up, take pictures and just drive around. But nah, I didn't want to start anything or cause anything, so
No,
just
like that. Was definitely not going to trespass.
no.
And I never noticed this before. There's the porta potty. I'm going to circle it with the mouse pointer because they couldn't use the actual bathrooms on the ship. Obviously, there's no plumbing on the ship that
Yeah.
I'm aware of. Well, there might be. I think there's one operational toilet on the ship. That's for when because church groups or like Cub Scouts or whatever Club Scouts go and they'll spend the night on the ship. The Alabama does
Hmm.
the same thing. So I think there's like one functioning toilet. I could be wrong, but I think that's correct. So that's where they had to go do their business on the journey to dry dock. And there's the stream from the other night. I'm watching this on my TV, and I asked that question, and whoever runs the live stream highlighted my question, and that's when Tim Naismith started explaining about the list to port. So I think that's all of them. Uh, let's see. There might be one more. Yeah, no, I that looks like that's pretty much it. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna go look at the photo of the fog. I think we're past the 1 hour mark, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it ready to wrap it up here. Let's close out with this guy right here. So So that's what we've got so far. I'm sure in the coming year, there's going to be a lot more opportunities to get footage of the ship, both video and images, because I mean it's a historic thing here that we're looking at. I
Yeah.
mean, so
And it's not even a half hour from both of our houses, so I mean, we're gonna get some opportunities one way or the other.
yeah, the opportunities will present themselves. Hopefully, and I'm not saying anything that they don't already know, but they really need to do dry dock tours.
Yeah.
I don't.
And
I
I
don't.
remember they were talking about funding for dry dock tours because they would have to pay, people at Thomas C and they'd have to pay other, extra, and they would have to have like a non-working day or something on the ship. So
Well,
I don't know if it's going to cost more money than it's worth to them.
I don't know how New Jersey's doing it, but
How much were Texas dry dock tours? I know you
uh,
did that.
it was expensive.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. It was expensive. But they also did it on Sunday because the dry dock was closed on Sunday, so that's when they did their dry dock tours.
Okay.
I would imagine they could do something similar for Kidd, assuming that the dry dock is closed on Sundays. I do not know for sure. Um, but yeah, that's what I've got for you guys this week. And by the way, one thing he said, Park Stevenson, if he can raise more money, the ship will stay in dry dock longer and get even more repairs than what they're originally planning to do. So donations are a great way to help as well. USS Kidd,
Yeah.
I think it's USSKidMuseum.com. Matt, can you look that
Mm-hmm.
up real quick and verify it for me?
Yeah, let's see.
And for the record, guys, I know I'm pimping their stuff, but for the record, I am not affiliated with the USS Kidd Museum. They did not ask me to pimp their website. I'm not getting anything in return. It's just something I am extremely passionate about, as you guys are well aware. You know,
Yeah, it's USSKid.com, and then you scroll down and it says support our mission, and
okay,
then you could donate through one of those links.
excellent,
Volunteer, donation, money, employment, stuff like that.
perfect, cool,
Now, let's see.
and
So let's see if this actually works. It does. There you go. So you guys could check that link out.
well, I would hope it works, considering that's how you make a donation. But Matt, thanks for coming on and talking
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
sharing your footage with us. But guys, you saw his channel on here again. Go like and subscribe to his channel, Life Through a Lens.
Yep.
There's a
I'm
link to
hoping
it
to
on
do
my channel as well.
yep, I'm hoping to do more photography stuff, more just it's life through a lens, whatever I feel like recording, doing house projects or speaker restoration or going film a World War II destroyer going down the river, I mean, it's just whatever is going to inspire me.
And
I
that's
hope
going to
you
happen
enjoy.
again. That will happen again. And next week, guys, I know for sure on the agenda, again, I will be talking about my recent visit to the USS Alabama, and there will be photos of that as well. So, our content schedule is as follows: Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock. All times are Central U.S. time. The random short video of the day comes out. Uh, as you know, every Friday evening, 7 p.m., our weekly live stream. And every Friday morning at 7 a.m., our video of the week comes out.
Oh, not to change the subject, but Bollinger Shipyards launched a boat today and I forgot all about it.
Oh,
They
bummer.
legit they legit picked up the boat with a crane, drove it across the road, put it on the skids, and sent it in the water. I'm
Nice.
watching a video just now from Bollinger.
Cool.
That is amazing.
Cool. Well, I'm going to let you get to your video.
Eh,
All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and there will be more of these in the future involving the kid. So until the next time, you know the drill. Drive safely.
Later, guys.